Welcome to the ETH Mexico finale, everybody. How's everybody doing? All right, well, we're going to kick it off with a nice summary of how the last 36 hours were. Woo! All right, well, welcome everybody. I'm Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I am super excited to put this event at a close for the next 2 hours. We're gonna have an amazing time. So, all of you have been working on amazing projects for the last 2.5 days, and I know a lot of you are super tired, so we're gonna make sure everything is as quick as possible. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, especially on the live stream, to summarize, this has been an incredible event. We have 580 people from 27 different countries coming here, and half of them are new to Web3. They made some incredible projects, impressed our judges so much that we had to change up how we format the rest of the event, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. On top of that, 65% of them from Latin America. This has been our most local event ever, and we have 92 projects that came out of it. This blew our minds and exceeded all expectations, and with these 92 projects, we spent the last 4 hours going through all of them and judged and saw what they did. And I want to thank all of our amazing judges for putting in all the hard work and giving the feedback. So please give a big round of applause to all of our judges: Paris, Tani, Skylar, Chris, Baron, Shannon, Evan, Aya, Sean, Chris, Evan, and Chewy. They talked to all of these projects, gave amazing feedback. And on top of that, you also presented to some of our incredible partners for all the prizes that you're giving. So I want to also give a big shout out to all of these partners: AAVE Grants DAO, dYdX, IPFS Filecoin, Lens Protocol, Polygon, WalletConnect, WorldCoin, Mina, Superfluid, The Graph, Abacus, Chainlink, Gnosis Chain, CoinSpec, Espacio Crypto, and Rabbit Hole. We're going to talk about all of these winners soon, but let's get back to the projects. As we started at the beginning on Friday, this is not a conference. We care about building cool things. The focus is to show and not tell. And from these 92 submissions, we got 12 incredible finalists. And they're all going to be coming on here and showcasing what they built. So I want to give a big round of applause to Morpho, Kipi, Kiwi, Sellout, Emergence, Stacks, Block Community, EthPoint, Spiritus, Ethereum, Uncensored, Reunited, and Woosh. They are all 12 incredible teams. We're going to bring them on one by one. You're going to see 12 incredible demos live of what they built. And we're going to have Vitalik do his talk. And then we're going to talk about all the prizes that everybody's won. So stay patient for the next 2 hours. And before we go into the first demo, I want to take a quick second to thank all of these 80 amazing projects that took all this time to make something really cool, something they were really proud of. You did an amazing job. So many of you were new. So many of you learned about so many new technologies. The fact that you presented, the fact that you submitted is awesome, and you should be proud of that, and really hope that you continue working on them tomorrow onwards. Take some time off today. And for those of you who want to look at all these projects, you can head over to ethglobal.com/showcase and see the list of all 92 of these projects, from the demo videos to screenshots to descriptions to the live websites. All of this thing is here. And with that, let's go into our very first demo. Who is excited? All right, well, let's bring on Morpho for our very first team. They'll get set up here, and on deck will be Kipi, and we'll get them set up in a few minutes. So please give a big round of applause to Morpho.
Okay, hello everybody. We're really proud to be here. and being able to kick this off. So we are Morpho, conformed by Germán, Benson, Ben, and I'm Eduardo. And what is data morpho? Just imagine millions of years of data morphosis files that can survive generations. We're tired of these NFT collections fixing rarity to their convenience.
Yes, I mean, everybody here minted one time and have a pre-reveal period. Well, you know what is going to happen with my NFT. And then at the end, you know that sometimes someone comes and give the golden penguin to their friends, and then you got the shitty NFT that don't worth nothing. So this can't happen anymore.
We want to make mints reliable, okay? So data morpho is a new file standard.
Yes, now we have standard files that are static files, or maybe some file that is injected with code or algorithm that gives a different output. But we don't have files that can change the content by itself. So what we are going to do here is no more, or this is your NFT, an example for a use case, and close your eyes, and now you have this paper, congratulations, this is technology. No, blockchain is about a lot of technology, many very smart people making things that are incredible, so this kind of behavior on the programming is an insult.
No more file substitution, and impossible to pick finger your rarity.
How? With logical programmable data morphosis files.
Okay, let's get technical. Meet the Morpho ecosystem.
Okay.
How does it work?
Let's be quick. This is a file on IPFS for verification and validication. This is what we usually find in a file, but now we have some encrypted and obfuscated data here. We have an isolated security key storage that through some triggers that can be dates or an oracle saying the weather or some match results, gives the key there, put in any Web3 data storage service that is full accessible by anyone. So here, our little muffer is enjoying the content.
Okay, this sounds interesting. Can you take me a little bit deeper on this? How does it work?
Okay, this is the structure of a JPEG. In example, we have the first hex bytes, the content, then we have the comment area, and then the file. After here, we have some obfuscated content and the GPs encrypted there. We have there some very crucial information to get the decryption. We have the triggers that are going to be published. And we have in the file the strictly necessary data to access to the right content on the storage service.
Okay, so is this a new file extension? No. Is this a new file format? No.
This is fully compatible with any of the files that we currently use, because after the end of files, almost all of the viewers are not going to looking for something, so we are going to use. But when there is the implementation, now we are going to find that the content area that is going to be triggered many times, in example, in Christmas, Dia de Muertos, or when somebody has a mustache, we will have a different thing over there. So one use case I want to mention, an example, Madonna is going to release a song, and you get the NFT, you get a song that is Madonna saying, I'm going to sing, but then on the day that corresponds, this MP3 file data morphosis, and now you have the song and you are the first listening to it.
Okay, so what can we expect from this?
Trust. How we love IPFS. Trust. Data morpho reveal, post reveal in the same file that you own from the very first time. Trust. And a future thing that is already done here, in example, licensed content, so is trust.
Okay, so in terms of adoption, we need NFT collections to start using this technology so that they build trust and liability on their project.
So we got started with NFTs. We have a fully functional proof of concept. It's minimal, but I will demonstrate it to you. We started minting an NFT. This is our NFT, and it's displayed in OpenSea. The baseline is the fully metadata standards of OpenSea, but we added something. So you might it's not very visible, but we added secret encrypted information that we stack in the NFT. If you try to open it, you get something like this, which is not very useful. But we created a new interface. This is extremely minimal, but pretend it's a new OpenSea. So
it's full functional.
Full functional. So here is our NFT, the same as in OpenSea. But there is more behind. This new protocol adds dynamism to the NFTs. So let's add a decryption key, and boom, we got our upgraded NFT.
If you don't mind, make an applause for the first datamorphed NFT in the world. It's an axolotl. If you don't know, this is an animal that makes a metamorphosis when it wants to grow or get stressed.
So an NFT from now on can be packed with lots of encrypted secret information that can be unlocked if you feed it the right key. And this unlocks lots of exciting potential.
Yes, we think there's great applicability for this sort of system with encryption in the financial industry. Think about creating futures contracts that you could have on the blockchain that's totally not MEV, like minor extracted value possibilities. Also, maybe even an order book, and be great for financial institutions that want to have financial transactions data on the blockchain, where maybe you can keep it hidden from competitors. So we think this is going to be, if we build it out and we get support, hopefully from AAVE and others, we can really build this out and change the world for the better.
Well, the last invitation, this is an open source project, will be released, will be online for anyone that wants to join and make their own versions, branches, or whatever of this to use in whatever you can imagine. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Oh, you want to take the laptop? Sorry, never mind. This is mine, my mistake. Next up, we have Kipi. Please welcome Kipi on stage.
Perfect. So, do you wanna? No, pero la computadora. No sirve, pero que le den a la siguiente. Hi, so we're very excited to be here. We're Kipi. I'm sure that everyone knows that one of our biggest fears for those in crypto and even those that are not in crypto is losing your private keys and losing access to all of your tokens. There's enough things going on in the market, and we don't want people to have to worry about that. And to this end, we created Kipi, which is a zero-knowledge private key recovery platform.
So we're going to show you, this is a very hyper-technical project, but we don't want to bore you. So we're going to be kind of fast in the encryption part, because it's kind of hard. Because the idea is like, how can you manage your keys, right? But you're not going to give me your keys if you don't know me, right? So I have to show you that we can actually save them, you know, in a very good way. So this is Felipe, and he's going to talk more about it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Felipe. Well, you can see from this diagram, it is a little bit complex, but we'll see. The main feature is that we'll use one ID that can prove the personhood of every user. Once we know the personhood, we can use it to encrypt the data, the private key in this case, in such a manner that it is unique to every user. So even if one key is in one segment a little vulnerable, that's just one case, and that's just one layer because we have several layers of security here. After that, we'll have a splitting of the key. That is, we have a protected key, it is encrypted, and then we split it, right? So, well, more diagram, but we can see that we split the key and store it in the IPFS. It is a public place, but it is secure still because every piece is uncorrelated. When we do the retrieval process uses zero-knowledge proof such that the key isn't necessary to be retrieved at all. It's just necessary to be proven that it can be retrieved, right? So no information is really unsafe.
Cool, so now we're gonna show you how our initial MVP works. So the idea was to make a product that was very very intuitive, and you're able to connect with any of MetaMask, WalletConnect, and then you can copy paste your wallet and your email, and then you validate with WorldCoin at this point in time. Yeah, if you can show us the demo, so we verify if you're actually a person, and this is what gets everything started. Oh, there you go. Don't worry about it. So what gets everything started, and then Ata is going to explain you what happens here in the backend.
Thank you, Doris. So what we did, Felipe was talking to you guys about how we encrypt the key and then we split it in parts. So the parts that the key is split into can be a random number and a random length. And then we form an encrypted array, which is eventually uploaded to IPFS. And IPFS gives us back an address that represents each of the shards of the already encrypted key. So it's a very safe way to store the shards. So how is the user going to use this? So let's say you don't remember your key and you want to retrieve it. So what you do is that you prove that you are you, let's say a WorldCoin, and then that sends the key over to the backend, and in the backend, that key allows for the backend to retrieve all the addresses for the shards that are stored in IPFS, okay? And then those shards are sent to the smart contract running on the Mina blockchain in the backend, and finally, you can retrieve your key. So it's like Doris said, it's a really technical problem, but it's a highly technical solution that makes it really easy and really safe for you guys to store your keys.
Yeah. We're going to show you how it works. I think it's pretty cool.
So you see here, there's a private key, and there's a string, which is let's call it the secret. And so when we hit process keys, so it's going to go here, and then it's going to start doing all the encryption. And so you see that there's already the shards, and then what you're looking at is the shards returning address. And then what we build out of that is an array of addresses that can't be linked to the user, okay? At least not in the front end. And since we're running the smart contract from the Mina blockchain on the back end, that lives safely in there and can permanently keep your keys safeguarded. So, and then this is what we store. And it would be really hard for anybody to try and know what it is, but we're talking technical details here.
Yeah, so I know that Felipe, you were telling me about like how this could be hyper secure at some point, so.
Yeah, so you can see that this is your private key now. It is distributed all over the blockchain, right? We can take that calculation and use something like, for example, the Mina protocol that you can use zero knowledge proof. And then from these 10 shards, just get one certificate of proof that can be considered like a new private key, a new representation of your ownership, yeah? But it is obfuscated, right? And then we can do it all over again. We can split it. We can do all this process again and get another chart. So it is like distributing all the information of the ownership of all of us in the blockchain in such a way that it is not necessary to be concentrated, centralized in just one asset, that is the private key, right? So that's one future work, right? In all the umbrella of application that this project can have.
Anyways, thank you very much, guys. Kipi.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, next up we have Kiwi on that side, and up next is Sellout to get ready here on my left. Please welcome Kiwi on stage.
Hola a todos. Can you hear me? So this is mi equipo de chingonas. It's Sam, Claudia, Shannon, Daphne, and myself. We built Kiwi. So Only last year, there were 3 billion gamers playing online. And we know this will continue to grow more and more because of metaverse, AR, and VR developments. This will become a 1 trillion industry in only 8 years. And we know that Web3 has very exciting use cases for metaverse and for gaming, but builders are having real issues. They have a lack of quality and affordable 3D assets. They have to look around in different platforms that they are not interoperable between them. So if you buy something in Unity, you cannot use it on Unreal Engine. And that's a real pain for the builders. And there's also like very expensive fees that they need to pay. And this slows down the development of games. Currently on the market, there are different players tackling parts of this problem. There are decentralized marketplaces where you can monetize your assets, others where you can display your work, but there's none of them that can come together and bring a solution for this community. So this is why we created Kiwi. Kiwi means marketplace in Maya. And this is the NFT marketplace for metaverse builders and game developers. Our goal is to empower creators to create high quality content, to accelerate the game development, and also to give some financial tools for the game devs and for the metaverse builders, and of course, build more and better games for the 3 billion people that they're playing around. One of the best features that we have that make us very different is the part of the ownership with the NFTs that they will have. They will have also engine agnostic, so no matter if you develop in Unreal or Unity or other like engines, you can upload them on our website. There's the buy now, pay later feature that you can acquire the assets with a credit for you. There are insights to develop smarter content. We have a social component and some rewards to keep the quality top at the platform.
Hello? I did not plan this ahead. Okay, hello. Here is the amazing live demo that hopefully works on the first try. So here we have the homepage of our marketplace, Kiwi. And you can see that once you are launched into the homepage, you have a featured asset, and you can preview 3D models, which are uploaded on IPFS and minted on Polygon. So you can rotate around the 3D models and zoom in and out to preview them. Then if you scroll down, you'll see some trending assets, the most popular assets. Also, if you go to the Explore page, you'll have more detailed assets, more assets that you can scroll through. As you can see, we have a lot of them here. There will also be a search and filter page, which later on we will show. We couldn't implement it in the 2 days, but we will show how that looks. And so let's see, if we click View Details, for example, you'll see we have our model here, which we can rotate. It's a little finicky. That's okay. Life is finicky sometimes. Well, you're supposed to be, okay, there we go. You're supposed to be able to rotate it. And then you can see all the details of this model, the triangles, the vertices, very important information for game developers, metaverse builders. And basically, what's cool about this is that this is linked to your social profile. So for example, if we click Shannon, which Shannon is the amazing UI UX designer of our team, you'll see that we have this creator profile, and so now we assign a face to the person making the assets, and you can follow them and be notified on all of their upcoming assets. And this is using Lens, the Lens protocol. So you have your own Lens account, and it also uses WorldCoin to authenticate that you're an actual person, so that we don't get scammers uploading a ton of bad assets to our marketplace, because we want to ensure we have high quality assets, right? But back to this character, let's say you like it and you want to buy the NFT. So this is an NFT that you buy. One cool feature, we have several ways to pay. One cool feature is buy now, pay later, which exists in Web 2, but not really in Web 3. And the way it works is that if you don't have enough funds to pay for it now, or you just want to try it and not pay the full price, you can pay it in installments. And this uses the Superfluid API. And once you mint the NFT, it starts that transaction with Superfluid and also mints it on Polygon. And yeah, so this is just the creator profile that you can create your profile, and it's verified by WorldCoin. And yes, I believe that's the end of my part. Next person.
Hello, hello. I don't know why this looks blurry, but this is supposed to be our UI. So as you could see in the implementation, there was some bugs. So I just wanted to show off kind of what it could be when we continue the project. So here's the home page. This is kind of like the profile view. My boy Anakin here. I hate sand, 14. Yeah, so if I wanted to follow him, I can go along and see like other creators that might be similar, see what kind of assets that he's creating. I can also search, so I can go by filters and find results curated to exactly what I need in my project. Another important aspect is the community, so you can search for all kinds of people, not just Anakin. Everyone has a profile on here. You can follow them. You can follow along in their journey as they're creating assets and contributing to the community. If you want to check out more of our Figma assets, you can add this QR code.
Hello. We're not done. So we created our tokens on Polygon with a supply of 100 million, and every time an asset has 4 or 5 stars, it's rewarded with tokens. This way we encourage people to contribute to the community and to have high quality assets.
So thank you so much to all of these amazing sponsors. In conclusion, Kiwi will revolutionize the game development industry by empowering the builders, and we'll do this. And we're doing this through tokenization, community, and engine agnostic assets. So thank you all so much.
Congrats. All right, next up we have Sellout, and on deck, Emergence. So please welcome Jack from Sellout.
Great. Hey everybody, my name is Jack. I created Sellout. Sellout is a React component library for bringing Web 2 checkout experiences to Web 3. So essentially all a developer has to do is to wrap their app or marketplace in the Sellout provider, and you have access to this great checkout experience from start to finish. So let's dive into a quick demo. Here we've got a marketplace. Let's go ahead and buy one of these t-shirts. So immediately when you click buy, you're greeted with a great modal that everybody is used to from the Web 2 checkout experience. I took a lot of inspiration from Rainbow Kit, which is a recent UX developer kit for connecting wallets to Ethereum. So this modal contains all of the order information that you need, as well as promo codes, or if you need to collect an address from the user to send them a physical item. And all of this information, once you click confirm payment, is uploaded onto IPFS. So let's go ahead and submit this transaction. You can see it's for the correct amount. And once we confirm the payment, all of the order data is packaged up, and we can view a receipt of the transaction on a new page on this hosted demo site, but in the URL is the IPFS hash. So if you're a vendor, you can have an IPFS hash in your order book for additional verifiability, so you can send the buyer the exact information on the order details, all from IPFS. The checkout experience also works with NFTs. So I deployed a custom Polygon contract on Mumbai to mint this awesome ETH Mexico hacker badge. So again, the similar checkout experience is here. All of the theming is customizable within the modal. So you can change different color schemes. Got any dark mode fans in the room? Let's go ahead and mint this NFT. And again, all of those customizations are available via props to a single React component that you can place anywhere in your app. So the developer experience for taking an app from just a proof of concept marketplace to having actual marketplace functionality is this much code. You have product data, you have a checkout modal that you can place anywhere, and then you have a sellout provider that you wrap your app in, and you've got checkout on Web3, and it's a great experience. So we've got a great README as well, so feel free to check that out, and that is Sellout. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations. Next up, Emergence, and on deck, Stacks. Please welcome Emergence.
Yes. Okay. All right, what's up, y'all? We are Emergence. So at Emergence, we believe that the best way to onboard new users into DAOs is through face-to-face interactions. So the problems that we identified are DAOs have a problem onboarding. It's mostly through Discord, through asynchronous conversation. It's hard to get metrics on DAOs and as well as documentation. And so basically our approach is we incentivize DAO members to interact with potential new DAO members through token streaming in basically a Web3 version of Zoom. And then we get more people to join DAOs, and the cycle continues. And so we'll get right into the demo here. So this is our homepage. We call this the DAOery. So each DAO is going to have their own smart contract, which has a combination of superfluid and semaphore logic. And each DAO can hold their own treasury to give to the DAO members. And so we just went into the ETHGlobal DAO. And so this DAO has 9 rooms, and we're going to join a room here in a second and start streaming with a user. So basically, we're going to have Danilo over there is going to be the DAO member, and then we're going to have a new user and simulate that experience. So right now, you can type in your name, and then you go into the channel, and I'll let Danilo take it from here.
So the idea of the so the main purpose of our platform is to allow people to meet more online, and especially in the decentralized communities, we believe that if you create more spaces where people can connect, more things can emerge that we couldn't even imagine. So our DApp is a way to incentivize verified DAO members to receive superfluid tokens as they are participating in online meetings. And we are using Semaphore as identity layer and also a way to keep privacy from the users so that people don't know who are they meeting, when they're meeting, and they can keep their privacy and just allow people to know when they want. So how the DApp work is, first you need to open a room. So this room opens a session on a smart contract, and you can only start to claim tokens when this room is open. And there is a way to verify people who are in the chat and also who is claiming for this room session. So as soon as the transaction goes through, we will see that the room ID will pop up here. In the meantime, we're showing our handsome teammates that maybe the internet is a little bit laggy. So yeah, so we're waiting a little bit for the transaction to go through. And our main motive here is to, I think he left the room, left me alone. We're still waiting for the transaction. While we wait, we want to also show another part of the DApp. Right after the room gets, the transaction goes through, we will generate a proof and then start the transaction. But on the meanwhile, we want to show another page that is the admin page for the DAO's admin, where they can see all the rooms and all the meetings that are happening without showing any data from the user. So for example, here, there is room 1 that has this purpose. And this is a voting that every member can vote on the meeting without revealing who they are. So this is an average vote of how the meeting was, amount of token that was distributed on the meeting, and some other informations. And another cool feature that we have implemented is that for every meeting, in the end, we will use an artificial intelligence to generate a transcription of the meeting. And this is a transcription of our demo that we created. And the idea to generate a text transcription is that we can generate data from meetings, also keeping the users a little bit more private than compared to videos and audios. The idea also is that later this transcription will be encrypted, so only specific members or only through vote it could be accessed. And besides the transcription, my spelling is a little bit bad. This should be DAO, not DO. And besides the transcription, this artificial intelligence also generates a sentiment of how the meeting was, and also some possible topics that will help the DAO to have some more data of what is happening on the ecosystem while keeping privacy of the users who are participating. So it seems the room wasn't created. Maybe, yeah, the transaction is still pending. Yeah. So yeah, I will just explain what would happen here. We can show it on the smart contract. Basically, what would happen here, this smart contract is outdated, but when you create a room, we're just basically creating a session and saying that this is true. And basically, then we are generating a proof and sending the transaction to request funds with the proof that was generated by the semaphore protocol that I am member of a specific group. And here we are using the external nullifier to match the room ID so that each proof can only request fund once from each session. Even though it's anonymous, we can have this locking measure where a member can only request fund once from each room. So yeah, it is still pending. And the idea is that here you would generate the proof, and then you would, when you exit the meeting, it will close the session, and at the same time, it would close the streams from all the transactions. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I know it won't be a hackathon without Murphy's Law kicking in, so I think you still got to see what this project was able to do. And with that, let's welcome our next team, Stacks.
Hello, my name's Ian and I'm part of Stacks. What we built was a new social media platform. We really wanted to tackle social media. Oftentimes when we scroll Instagram, we're bothered because every time we scroll, we see reels and from influencers that we don't even know. We see a lot of sponsored content, and the algorithm is bombarding us with content that we don't really know where it's coming from. And so what we really wanted to build was a new social media where we kind of wanted to focus on micro interactions with our friends, our family, and people that we really care about. And we wanted to create something that doesn't rely on an algorithm built on like artificial intelligence. And so we built Stacks. It's built on top of Lens protocol. We use WalletConnect, and it's all on Polygon. So here's our app. I think the internet's pretty slow, so I'll just switch tabs. This is what the homepage will look like. So stacks are basically collections of content on Lens. And so right here, you can see a stack. It's called Chrome. So you can create your own topic called Chrome, solar power, anything you wanted to create. And you can start adding content to those stacks. And the idea is that you can subscribe to stacks, and then you'll get updates when people add to those stacks. So instead of machine learning algorithm curating your feed for you, you actually follow feeds that are curated by real people and people that you care about. So if we click in here, you can see something like different images that people have added to the stack called Chrome. And then if you wanted to, you could add this to your own stack that you're part of. And if we go back, you can scroll through your home feed. I think I mentioned this already, but you can see stacks that people are creating and things that people you follow are contributing to. And so you can also view profiles. So this person has created Chrome and architecture stacks. And this is, here's our new stack page. So if you want to make a new stack, you could call it something like lens, create stack. And this creates a new post on Lens. So if you're not familiar with Lens, it's a social media protocol. And so this is a different implementation of Lens. Someone else built a UI, and you can see that this is a post, and we've just displayed the post differently on our UI. So we want to create like a new unique experience on the front end. Yeah, that was something I really focused on, the UI. You want to talk about that more?
Yes. So hi everyone. I'm Julia. I was the designer for this project, and I'm going to just thank you. So yeah, we weren't able to build like the full flow of the app, so I just wanted to take us through like what the full like experience would look like. So this is kind of like what the fully built out feed like we envisioned. So with friends and influences, you would be able to see like individual posts that your friends like reacted to. Influences is more for like people like you're inspired by, like designers you look up to, etc. And you would also like be able to see their activity whenever they create a new stacks or like respond to an image. Yeah, and then like there's also like a general feed. So when you click like on a stacks, like this board, like this is kind of like what it would expand out to look like. So the idea was that you can create like a public board that anyone can add to, or you can kind of like limit it to so only a certain number of people, like close friends, can collaborate with it. Yeah, and then we kind of really wanted to focus on like minimal like UI that showcased the actual like work like of the creator. So this is kind of like what like when you kind of upload like a picture to a stack, it would look like. So you can either choose to upload, if you're like a creator, you can choose to upload a picture like of your own creation as a collection on Lens, or you can upload something that's not your own like as a curation. And we also wanted to hopefully expand to like use referral fees on Lens and introduce a way where you can like cap it, so it can focus on kind of like curating the best quality content to the top. And yeah, kind of continuing on to the end. So once you kind of like upload it, this is what it would look like. And this is what the profile feed looks like. So you can kind of see like all of the stacks that a user has like curated, as well as like their influences. And yeah, this is just a quick preview of like what the uploading process like would look like as you're in the process of creating one. So yeah, now I'm gonna hand it over to Sheena and Mia to talk about some use cases.
Yeah, one of the things, hi, my name is Sheena. I am from Florida. I'm one of the developers on the team. One of the use cases that we really wanted to showcase was fashion, because a lot of the things now for fashion designers is to really showcase their designs and for someone else to not steal that design and for them to actually showcase that they were the first person to actually have that mock-up. So for designers and creatives, we wanted to create a platform that allows for them to monetize in the way that they see their art to be displayed.
Right, and with that, there's many complaints out there. Sorry, hi, I'm Mia from LA. With everything that they have said so far, there have been many complaints all across Instagram to make Instagram again. There's actually this one influencer that has over 300,000 followers that made a post viral to just want to see cute photos of their friends. And it doesn't necessarily have to be influencers with a large following. It could be for people that have, like from 0 to 100 or 200 influencers. But with this, we just wanted to create a social platform that is what people want. And this is also Shannon, another designer in our team.
Woo! Like Mia said, I'm Shannon. I'm from Miami, and I'm the visual designer for this project. As a content creator, like you really get bogged down by different companies not recognizing you for your work, and we wanted to create an interface that didn't look so much like Instagram or Pinterest in their own unique ways, so that new people, new creators integrated into Web3 could feasibly use this product. And the interface was made so that hopefully, well, people usually like look at something and three or 4 seconds later, their eyes glaze over and they don't want to look at it again. So we were trying to create an interface where people wanted to stay on it and like look at the content a little bit more and keep on the creative side.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Stacks. Next up, Block Community. Please welcome Block Community on stage. And on deck will be EthPoint.
Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be here with so many awesome projects. We don't have the most technology solution, but we think that it's a solution for a real problem that we have every day. So, in a minute, it's going to be. Sorry. Well, let's start to talk about the project. We have a problem, principally in Mexico, and I think in very countries in Latin America, maybe in Europe or something, that we live in gated communities when the other administration of the community itself, that administrator is one person or a little persons, and he have to receive the pays, the monthly pays of all the neighborhoods, and it's a difficult way to do. We think that put that in the blockchain, that was transparency, and we can view the traceability of the money and where it starts, where the neighbor paid to the board of the management, and where's it go the money. So there is no ways to one neighbor pays his bills and is not there is a ticket from the pay that he do.
Sorry about this. Okay, we're almost ready to go. You already have a very good intro.
Not with a very good English, but I do my best. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's over. Oh, there you go.
That's right.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Diego. Let's talk a little bit about Block Community. This is our team. He is my brother, a full stack dev, Paco Trejo, and I'm a project manager. Okay, so just giving a little recap about Paco mentioned. Right now in Mexico, there are a lot of problems with closed gated communities in which properties inside of them are owned by different people. And these people not always share the same way of thinking, right? So even though each person has their own property inside these gated communities, the management of specific areas could be difficult and must be taken care of by someone, right? Like keeping security, the maintenance, the water and garbage collection, etc. But who is responsible for all of this? How does a community decide who is the most appropriate person to take care of these activities? And who will handle the management fees paid by each property owner? So like the model that we're trying to offer via Web3 and crypto is that community members who are the property owners can pay in a transparent way via a wallet and with crypto their management fees. So a community administration will receive all this money paid by the property owners, and they will be able to make expenses also in a transparent way. All of these will be, all these resources will be in a treasury wallet, and that's why it will be all traceable, right? So basically what we built these days, it's a DApp for payments and traceability oriented to physical gated communities. I'll try to show what we built. Let's see if the connection let me. So it's a very basic DApp in which you can sign in and register your own property. This is the interface, block community. You can save your new property with your wallet address, and to consult your property fee that you'll be paying month by month. There you can also consult what is your monthly fee and the ability to pay. Let's see if it's working already. There you go. So I'll try like, if I was registering.
We are open to any designer can help us with that. We are developers, not designers.
So here I will be able to register my property and also the fee that I'll be paying. In that way, I already registered my property. I will only be able to do this if before someone let me, right? But because no one could register a property if they're not part of the community. Also here, I'll check my monthly fee associated to my wallet address, and I'll be able to pay directly in this platform. Also, an NFT will be minted month by month and every year to show that I've already paid. And giving a little bit more about how it works, only property owners will be able to make payments in the DApp. The funds will be received in a treasury wallet. Every payment will have an NFT that works as a proof of payment. Any expense, funds leaving the treasury wallet will be easily verifiable in the blockchain and traceable. If you pay early, you receive a management token. And also if you pay late, you will have to buy that token directly from other token holders, those who paid early, to pay for the interest generated by your late payment. Here we want to create like a tokenomics that will work to keep a circular economic inside the communities, and someone will have a benefit if they're paying early or they're being a good neighbor. And also who pay late will have to pay more using those tokens. And what are our future plans? Create the tokenomics for the project utility token, improve UI, and find a wallet partner to make it accessible to anyone, any community, all around the world. And that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations and thank you. All right, next up is EthPoint and on deck Spiritus. Please welcome EthPoint on stage.
Hello, everyone. We are EthPoint, and we are Victor, right there, Alex, and I'm Luis Eduardo, and we are the mobile-first and point-of-sale application for Ethereum and Polygon ecosystem that brings together traditional finance with Web3 through WalletConnect. So let's see if this works. Okay, a very wise man once said, so total cryptocurrency market cap of just $500 billion. That was 2017. What have we earned it? And then he said, how many unbanked people have we banked? And actually, if we take a look at the market cap that we had last year, have you noticed any kind of improvements about unbanked and about people rising and getting financial inclusion? Well, in our Latin American ecosystem, not so much. The region has very poor credit inclusion and digital banking numbers. These are abysmal. 45% of adults do not have any bank account. That means no digital anything to do anything. 79% have not borrowed any type of credit from financial institutions. and just 12% are saving any kind of money in any kind of account. But we are in the region of magical realism, and somehow we have great infrastructure on the cell phone and telecommunications side, 73%. I mean, you go to the small pueblos everywhere and you find people even in the lowest poverty rates with a cell phone. And that's 7.1% of GDP in the region. And these numbers will keep on growing. Well, Ms. Aya Miyaguchi also, the ETH Foundation is actually looking at those numbers directly. And well, this slide is quite important because we have what is e-com revenue and point of sale revenue, which is cash and credit cards, right? And that is, well, the difference between billions, 525 billion, till just a couple billions that we have there is quite remarkable, and that's a great opportunity because digital wallets are projected to overtake credit cards and cash by 2024 with some help. There is a huge opportunity for an integration of traditional finance with Web3 via mobile phones and point-of-sale systems. So we came up with a solution that integrates WalletConnect and Polygon with POS, using USDC, USDT, and some other stable coins, and WalletConnect, which join us to this point-of-sale system to do any kind of transactions and sales. So let's try this live. Staff can use switch to the other laptop. Hello? Yeah, switch please. All right. There, Victor is a store clerk, right? And he's gonna sell his poncho. So now Alex wants to buy it. But he has no cash. So what does he do? He gets his phone app that has a digital wallet. And now, what you see there is here. So you just fill everything. It might take a while. So and he gets paid. And that's just a scan with Rainbow Wallet, for example. And by the way, this is on Matic mainnet with real money and everything. So
Wait a second.
So he goes ahead. He already had the confirmation, and Victor is waiting for his. And there it is. And he's gonna just give him his ticket. Not yet, staff. And then he's gonna corroborate the transaction on mainnet. So that's mainnet. That is everything from our side. We are Team EthPoint. Thank you.
That was absolutely incredible. This deserves another round of applause. A real live demo of a payment on mainnet. This is incredible. All right, next up we have Spiritus, and then 3 more demos to go, and then we'll get into the talk and the prizes. So please welcome Spiritus on stage.
G'day everybody. I think my laptop is currently dying. Oh. Yeah, it seems to be a little bit frozen at the moment. I guess we
computer's
can,
frozen.
yeah, we can just start talking and hope that my laptop figures things out. Yeah, my name is Ilan. I'm from Australia. I had 1 hour of sleep last night. It's nice to meet you all. And I am one half of Spiritus. So we believe that, in the opening ceremony we spoke about onboarding the next billion people to Web3. And I think something that we have a responsibility to do as developers is to not just build developer tooling, which still has a whole, there's a whole range of improvements we can make. It's also to build things that help people that aren't technically experienced build, experience, create, and get involved. Not only that, but specifically for NFTs, which is what we're building for, we think that we want more interesting collections. We don't just want the next pixelated artificial aardvark alliance, which, we will buy. We want something more interesting, which is why we built Spiritus. We wanted to build a dynamic NFT base layer.
Yeah, there's a few pain points in the development ecosystem right now. The asset generation process is a bit of an iterative slog. Usually the artist is creating the layers, they're sending you the layers on Dropbox, you're downloading it to your local computer, generating the assets, and repeat ad nauseum. So it would be nice if you had one place where you had all of your layers, you could generate everything you want in one place. Another thing is that without the layers, or the way the current ecosystem works is there's not a ton of collaboration and creativity, especially with the community. Especially with CCO projects. CCO talks a lot about remixing projects and derivatives and community involvement. And a lot of projects that are claim to be CCO don't do a lot to really, talk about their CCO morals and their principles. So it would be nice if you had one place where you could have all of your layers, you could remix and do all that kind of stuff. And then lastly, the thing is, a lot of the times the NFTs these days, the most important thing that people really look for is the image itself, and the metadata is often looked at as an afterthought, whereas it doesn't make a lot of sense. We think it should be metadata driven because the metadata is what's creating the asset itself. It's what's giving it the token value. So creating a paradigm that allows you to generate art, generate assets from the metadata itself, as opposed to just generating the metadata alongside the art.
Beautiful, and I think my laptop is now working.
Thank God.
I'll briefly talk through, I guess, what our tech stack is, what we're trying to build, and then I'll give you a live demo. It's also live in production, and I'll share the URL at the end of this. So, in accordance with what we've spoken about, we are building on Polygon because we think dynamic NFTs almost necessarily have to use a layer 2 if they want to have the rate of transactions to keep things fresh, continually update. Thinking of video games, for example, we host all of our layers, and we'll get into that later, and images with IPFS using NFT storage. We also built an example contract with Tableland because we think it's an exciting new way to store your data while still having on-chain write access, but public read access to these SQL tables everywhere. We use WalletConnect v2 to sign into our app because we think that from a developer standpoint, there's a lot of benefit in having multi-chain instantiation just right off the bat, rather than having to change different provider to a different network every time you want to look at a different connection. And yeah, NFT storage, as I spoke about. So I reckon it's demo time. I hope it works.
All right, so this is one example of one use case. A user could come onto our platform. They could connect with WalletConnect to enable interchain operability, on-chain interoperability. So we're signing here.
And as you can see, we're connecting to both Polygon Mumbai and Ethereum mainnet at the same time, which is just a nice sort of layer of abstraction because someone not that technically knowledgeable might not know that there's a difference between a collection on Polygon versus mainnet versus Optimism. This allows us to handle that all for them.
And for a platform that should be able to remix layers and create new assets, all this kind of stuff, you don't want to be restricted to one chain specifically. So having WalletConnect really powers us to do that.
Yeah, and our app really, the core of our product is the server itself. Our app is kind of half an example of what someone could build using our server, and also half an example of a public good. As we'll get to later on, we're going to support the ability for anyone to come in, add a collection that supports various interfaces, and play around. So I'm going to sign a message. An example of what a consumer of our server might want to do is have some sort of authentication using WalletConnect v2 signing. We've signed. Now it's time to put in a contract address. So we are using the nouns contract. It's actually interesting, as we spoke about before, often the image is really all that matters for NFTs nowadays. Nouns don't actually have any attributes, so we've had to hard code them ourselves. Oh, that is not the contract address because it is not copying. Let me just get it quickly. Nouns DAO.
Nouns DAO.
Thank you. I'll just grab it quickly because my VS Code is not very happy with me right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to input the contract address here. And what we've done is we've uploaded all of the layers to IPFS, and we've exposed a layers URI on the contract so that we can read from the contract and just instantiate sort of all the layers and have it in this nice, easy-to-use app. Let me just get the Nouns DAO contract. I don't have it off the top of my head. Oh, come on, OpenSea. Don't rug me now, as you have many times in the past. All right, let me grab the contract address. Cool, so we'll put this into here. It's gonna hit our server, see if we have it supported, which apparently we don't. Okay, can't fix that at the moment. But yeah, I can show you, I'll put up a quick video of what it was meant to look like. My laptop makes it that far. So, I'll skip to the end, if my laptop allows it. So yeah, after you've instantiated the contract, what we basically have is this nice, easy to use thing where you can change the metadata of an NFT, and what our server will do in the background is it'll generate a new image on the fly, upload it to IPFS, and then pass you the new CID. No audio, no. I think my computer barely has visual.
It's done.
Yeah. Well, this is quite unfortunate.
So we mentioned that we used Tableland as one of our as one of the technologies that we're using. So what's nice about Tableland when we're talking about metadata-driven development is where you could do something. Oh, it looks like we're live.
Yeah. So this is the video. So as you can see here, we've loaded in all the layers, and then now you can basically go through them and generate your own NFT on the fly. And our server, every time you change a trait, is going to generate a new image. It's going to pin that to IPFS, and then it's going to, yeah, as I said, I don't think my computer has visual. But yeah, this sort of gets the idea. And I think what we're more interested in, I guess, is what we want to build on top of this. You know, we want to create a platform where anyone, whether you're a developer and you want to interact with our server directly through the APIs, you're an artist, you want to upload layers via our UI, and then create collections, create individual NFTs, possibly have a proxy contract to actually deploy it yourself, or you're just a member of a community and you want to play around. You know, it's a CCO project you want to play around. You can go in here, you can create NFTs, we'll pin it for you, we'll give you the CID, and then you have everything you need without having to spin up all the infrastructure yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with me.
Thank you, Spiritus. I know sometimes these things happen, but we'll add the video to your showcase if it's not there already. All right, next up is Ethereum Uncensored. Please welcome Ethereum Uncensored on stage.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you for this amazing opportunity. We are very, very honored to be here. And first, I want to introduce to you the amazing team here of the Ethereum Uncensored.
My name is Bricia. Hello. I'm Teresa.
I am Ulash. And I am Nico.
And I'm Anna. And today we've seen amazing projects, but none of them work if the base layer Ethereum doesn't remain censorship resistant. So that's why we are here. Ethereum Uncensored can change and save the future of Ethereum and the whole ecosystem. Something that can't be denied is the possibility of a chain suffering an attack. Historically, we have witnessed many censorship attempts indicating a probability that they could also occur within the Ethereum network. But what's the problem? There is no any tracking system that stores information about the orphan blocks. These blocks can be malicious and are accidentally or intentionally taken out of the chain. Currently, it's very difficult to correlate the information about them. there's no data that makes this possible, so we can't find out if there's a malicious block. But we have a solution for this. A public good tool for the Ethereum community that informs when an orphan block appears and may have been intentionally censored and allows the community to take action against these intentional attacks and avoid censorship.
Our product is a user-friendly, simple, and real-time dashboard that allows the community to make a correlation between the orphan blocks. What happens if many of the orphan blocks are from the same validator? Maybe that is an attack, and Ethereum Uncensored will inform the community.
So the most important thing here is for normal users to be able to easily identify possible censorship attempts. So for this matter, we developed a web app that will show all the information regarding orphan blocks. Users will be able to see all the latest orphan blocks, but they also will be able to see 3 different leaderboards, such as most censored protocols, most censored individuals, and most censoring validators. On another order of things, users are also able to see the transactions that were contained on that orphan block, but also see information about that involved validator. So once blocks actually contain real and relevant information, we're going to crunch that data to be as certain as possible about suspected censorship attempts.
The web app interacts with our backend, which is a REST API, and queries for different data. But what data? It can be orphan blocks or the transactions included in these orphan blocks. And the backend also is responsible to track the transactions in the orphan blocks and analyze them, like the transactions is coming from which users, the transactions are from which protocols, and the transactions are for what else can be censored. We cannot allow censors. We cannot allow reaching the protocols. We cannot allow coding to be crime. Yes. But how does it work? Our backend runs periodically to detect new created blocks from the validators and creates logs for the database. And there are different parts in our database. We store the blocks if it's orphaned and include the transactions in that block so that we can analyze the orphan blocks and their validators and the transactions. And we will be able to analyze possible censorships for users, for protocols, and malicious validators. That's how the app works.
So, okay, what are our goals for like this project? I mean, like, first of all, we have to like know that we're here building on Ethereum because of the censorship resistance and the decentralization it offers. So having a tool like this that is going to inform the community about possible censorship attacks, it's based off the values that we're aiming to fulfill in Ethereum. So we're going to have this solution ready before we actually need it. And why? Well, like, as you can tell, we didn't apply for any of the sponsors. Like, we're only applying for this public good made for Ethereum. So we do believe it's like super important to like for the whole community to unite and think about these issues and actually build solutions towards them.
So as for our near future, we want to improve the UX and the UI of our app. Then, once the merge actually happens, data will be more widely available for everyone, and we will be able to improve our analysis. Once that happens, we need to call for action within the community for the data providers to focus more on this important topic. With better information sources, we can actually improve our pattern finding analysis to find attacks as they are happening. And finally, as the final step, we'd like to have a Telegram and Twitter bot that could alert users about ongoing or past attacks. Thank you all very much, and let's all save Ethereum together.
And I will make one more call for data providers in Beacon Chain. There is no data provider provides orphan blocks data in Beacon Chain. For example, Infra, Alchemy, and all of the data providers should improve that. And one more call for the community. We have proposed DevCon 8 for Istanbul. Please look our proposal, and we will love to see Ethereum community in Istanbul. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ethereum Uncensored. All right, next up is our second last demo for today, and that is Project Reunited. Please welcome them on stage.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks, everyone. There's been so many great projects today. I'm so proud to be here with you all and with all these great projects. So today, Mario and I, let me introduce the team very quickly. Here's Mario.
Hi.
He's...
I don't speak English. My English is very bad, but I can try communicate my own idea.
And he's the mastermind behind this. I'm just helping. Mastermind and very nice and kind heart. And then here's Diego. That is he's going to help us with the demo. So we are Reunited, and we want to alleviate pain worldwide. So public goods are good, man. Go to next. Thank you. So let's talk about the problem. It's a problem that many of you, especially here in Mexico, might feel very close to the flesh. Missing people shatters lives. Missing people shatters family and communities. Where are these missing people? Why is this happening? Wars, conflicts, human rights abuses, natural disasters, organized crime, traffic, drug violence, migration, and other similar issues. Worldwide, millions have loved ones that left their home one day and never came back. For many, losing a loved one is the most painful experience that they have lived. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. But not knowing what happened to a loved one, that's unbearable. So this project is inspired and dedicated to those who are desperately looking for their loved ones, for answers and for relief. Based on official stats, during this hackathon, 78 people might have gone missing in Mexico alone. So let's talk about solutions. A decentralized system to enable anyone to post missing people and match them with found people. Let's dig into the details. So what are the key benefits of the approach that we are suggesting? First, inclusivity. It's going to be available worldwide, and it's going to be easy to use. It only needs an email and a password. 2, it's decentralized. A peer-to-peer database that resolves the lack of comprehensive and reliable statistics in missing people worldwide. 3, is immutable. This database can't be tampered by any government or other parties. Thanks. So here's how the process works. On the one side, you have the seeker, the person that lost a loved one. They access the information and uploads data rather easily. They only need their email and their password, and uploading the missing person's photo and personal data. The data is stored in IPFS, and then this file that is stored in IPFS is stored on Polygon as an NFT. Mario will discuss the details a little bit more in depth. On the other side, you have the founder. The founder that finds a person that is potentially missing only needs to frame the potential missing person's face in the camera using the app to find a match. And so if this person is in our on the NFTs, there will be a match. So who are the seekers? The seekers are mothers, are fathers, are siblings, are partners, and are all those looking for their loved ones or missing people. And there is a good question that many people have asked us: who are the founders? And the founders, we believe, that are nonprofits that are already working on the issue. They are public servants. They are workers interacting with potential missing people. and there are other seekers, because no one can understand and empathize the pain of a seeker more than another seeker. What are the use cases? First, vulnerable communities. Helping kids, migrants, disabled, victims of traffic, and vulnerable people get back home and reunite to their loved ones. Unrecognized deceased. Unfortunately, in many cases, people that are missing might be dead, but it's still, you can help families get certainty, closure, and reunite with the remains of their missing loved ones. And later on, it can even be used for different approaches like missing pets. So here's a little bit of the tech stack. The custodial wallet structure is what allows any user to access the platform easily with only an email and a password. Since it's not a financial use case, it's not that significant that the wallet is custodial. IPFS, we use it to store biometric data and the personal data securely and call it when comparing is needed. We use a 721 smart contract on Polygon to store the IPFS data as an NFT on the Polygon blockchain. And we use a face comparison AI to compare the photos stored on IPFS with the photos caption from the devices of the founders. And yeah, well, these are kind of like the main lines of competition that we were in. We use IPFs. We believe, democratizing access to data and justice, access to justice, is a human right and it's a public good. And we're super happy to be entering into that with Polygon. And we want to also make user onboarding super easy. And that's why we are allowing people that are non-tech people to access this system only with their email and their password. And I think now we're ready for the demo.
Ok, voy a hablar en español y él lo va a traducir.
Yeah, I'm going to help translate.
Les voy a traducir un poquito, les voy a enseñar un poquito el demo. Básicamente, ¿cómo funciona? De este lado tenemos un minteador de NFTs, donde la metadata realmente está guardada en la IPFS, en la IPFS, y podremos...
So on this side, we have an NFT, an NFT minter.
Este es un minteador de NFTs, y básicamente la metadata se guardará en la IPFS.
And the metadata is going to be stored in the IPFS.
Por ejemplo, vamos a hacer un ejemplo con Checo Pérez.
We're going to make an example with a pilot, a Mexican F1 pilot, Checo Pérez.
Ahorita pondré datos, obviamente, X.
So this data is dummy data.
Espero nunca registrar aquí a Checo Pérez, en verdad.
This is the side, like when a person is a seeker, like in this case, Mario will be the person that is seeking for Checo Pérez.
Ok, en este proceso tenemos una wallet custodia de fondo que interactúa con un nodo de Polygon y realmente lo que hace es mintear un NFT sobre un smart contract que ahorita veremos acá cómo se visualiza.
The custodial, go slower.
Sorry.
The custodial wallet interacts with the node
de Polygon.
With the Polygon node.
Y con ello pues mintearemos un NFT.
And with that we're going to mint the NFT.
Entonces veamos este proceso. Agregamos. Tarda un poquito.
This is also live on mainnet, by the way.
Oh, el correo está mal, tiene 2 segundos. Los datos tienen que coincidir, entonces. Listo. No puede tener un dato repetido porque automáticamente lo compara y si está un dato repetido con algún NFT no te permite mintear.
He used a repeated data, the email, and right now it's not allowing that if you have one email to mint another one.
De esta forma vemos el resultado del TXT ID de la operación.
So that's the ID of the operation.
Y visualizamos el NFT minteado en el smart contract.
Here's the NFT minted on the smart contract.
Hace 20 segundos registramos un nuevo caso.
So 20 seconds ago, there was this new case of a missing person that was registered.
Ahora vamos al siguiente paso, la localización.
And now we're going to see the next process when a founder finds a person that might be missing.
¿Cómo funciona? tenemos un modelo en TensorFlow, en un microservicio.
We have a model of a TensorFlow in a microservice.
Y lo que hace realmente es estudiar la cara en 4 secciones.
It splits the face in 4 sections.
Ahorita veremos un poco. Y empieza a comparar contra la data de los NFTs que está en la IPFS.
And it compares it against the data from the NFTs that it's in the IPFS.
De esta forma, una vez que automáticamente detecte al individuo, nos dará el perfil de la persona que debe estar en 2 segundos, porque como es server gratuito, está muy básico.
Then when it finally matches with a person from the database, it's going to do the match and report the person that is missing.
Me gustaría terminar a darle gracias también a nuestro amigo que nos ha estado apoyando aquí en las presentaciones.
Thank you very much for all the support that he has given us, Diego.
Y otra cosa, cerrar con una frase importante. Yo soy dev, me encanta el futuro, me encanta pensar en las ideas que puede solucionar la blockchain, pero creo que en este punto
he is a dev, but I'm also in his sentiment. We love the amazing opportunities that blockchain might bring.
Pero creo que en este punto necesitamos crear soluciones en blockchain para la vida real y la situación de cada uno de nosotros. Bueno, con eso me despido.
¡Viva México!
We believe that right now we need to create solutions for real people in real cases. ¡Viva México!
That was absolutely wonderful. Please give them a big round of applause once more time, please. All right, now it's time for our last demo for today. Please welcome Project Woosh.
All right, guys, hello. We're very happy to be here at ETH Mexico. I'm Paige. I'm here with my team, Roy, Temo, Santiago, and Kang. And we are Woosh. So, yeah, we'll just jump into it. So there's a lot of applications that are being built today for existing Web3 users, and that's amazing. But what about people who are not familiar with private keys, Ethereum even maybe, or custodial, non-custodial wallets? They don't know what that means. So we decided to create Woosh, which is a peer-to-peer payment system built to onboard the next billion users of Web3. So our goal for creating this application was to make it as simple as possible. So you can see with the onboarding, all you have to do is enter in an email. So on the back end, what we're using is Magic Link, and that's actually creating the Ethereum address for us. And we'll be using 2 different tools, Magic Link and WorldCoin, for the authentication and login process. So as you can see, we're logging in right now with Magic Link. And if everything goes to plan, this should take us to, we'll see, WorldCoin. We're using WorldCoin to make sure that the person who is signing up is indeed a real person and not a bot. I have had personal experiences using different cash apps where there are bots. I'm getting strange requests, things like that. We don't want that. We want a platform where for real people and for everyone. So you can see we've gotten to the WorldCoin. That's good. We're going to go ahead and verify. This step will only be necessary if you are signing up for the first time. So we'll give that a go. All right, well, while we're waiting on that, so something that's interesting about this application is that we're actually only storing the WorldCoin IP, or sorry, the IP world, sorry, hash, the world ID hash, there we go. The world ID hash and the Magic Link Ethereum address on the back end, and then we're creating that correlation to authenticate the user.
It's verifying.
Looks like we got our identity confirmed. So we'll move on to where we're going to be creating the username. So I'll pass that off to Temo.
Yeah. So basically, for this part of the technology, we integrated Lens because we have found that users needs to use tools that have been using for a long time in the Web 2 world. The idea and our idea is to bring people who is not techie, as we probably are, and they just are already used to social applications like Twitter or something like that. So our idea is use and leverage the technology of Lens to, for example, create contacts and actually create a profile that you can find to request for money or share money as well.
This also helps with the user experience because if you've ever sent crypto to an Ethereum address or any address, it can be quite long. So sending it quickly to a username makes it a lot easier for the user.
Yeah, so our goal with this app was to have a very simple user experience so that anyone, regardless of their knowledge of Web3, can use this app. So we tried to keep it very familiar. There's two main call to actions, which is request money and send money. So I'll walk you through first sending money. Okay, it's a very familiar experience where you just type in the number that you want to send. And here, as you can see, we have credits. Okay, you can't see that well, but it says you have 5 credits left. And this is how we're handling gas. Instead of explaining to new Web3 users how gas works, we're just calling it credits. And one credit equals 1 transaction in Woosh. So next, then you select your contact. This account is new, so there's no contacts, but pretty much next. And here you have the option to add a message. Let's say you're paying for last night's dinner or sending a birthday gift. And you also require a PIN so that not everyone who has access to your phone can just send money. And that's sent.
So we basically bring the concept of credits to the Web2 users because here everybody knows what gas is. Everybody knows what oracles are and what prices, how can rapidly change. But common users, they do not know that and they shouldn't have to know that in order to use the application. So we have come up with this concept of credits, which in the end is basically just Matic because we have decided to use Polygon as the chain. So in the end, we just make some conversions to show the user what that amount of Matic is going to be in the end for them. So they can understand easily how they can make transactions in the application.
Yeah, so the second feature, the second main call to action is request money. So when you request money, it's you don't require credits for this since it's just a message. You set the amount, select the user, and here you could either send a link if the user doesn't use this app, or you send a request if they are a user. You just request it, and let's say that they already paid you. Here you could see that the user just sent you $50 and said happy birthday. You could send thanks and optionally write a message. Also, one cool feature that we added with AAVE was that the money that you have saved here, you can simply toggle the switch and you start earning yield. Ken could talk more about that.
So the underlying asset is DAI in this case, and that's with a switch of that. That's with that toggle, you are able to stake your DAI, deposit your DAI, lend your DAI on AAVE and generate yield.
Basically, the way we design this very simple is basically to onboard all the new people in Web3 because a lot of people constantly really hates the common banks around the world. So it's not a secret. Basically, all the banks around the world doesn't matter about you. So I think Web3 have an amazing things. Just look around and that's amazing. So basically, we want everyone can use all the Web3 products without nothing, without nothing about knowledge about Web3. So basically, we want to be friendly, efficient, different of the other wallets, because other wallets has something like MetaMask, WalletConnect, Rainbow. It sometimes going to be so really confused. So this have an interface very intuitive and easy to use. So sorry. So basically, if we want to implement this in this part of LATAM, because all the people need to enter to Web3 to be complete owner of their assets, of their money, and complete live all the things that Web3 has. So that's it. I have to say one last thing. So actually two, but the first is, if you have an idea, I think we are actually in live. So if you have an idea and you think you can do a lot of things for a lot of people, you can chase it, your dreams, follow it, don't stop. One day it's going to happen. So I'm not going to talk more about me, but if you can dream it, you can make it. So the other thing, someone knows this. Vitalik, we have a present for you. Come. Welcome to Mexico. That's it. My name is Araujo, and we are Woosh.
All right, well, those are our 12 amazing demos. So please give a big round of applause to all 12 of these finalists one more time. And now for the part that all of you have been waiting for. I think the most amazing thing about the last 12 demos was that so many people worked on so many incredible problems that are not only just important to them, but also to all of us around the world. And it's just great to see not only that they became from ideas to conception, but also that they all want to continue working on it, and so many of them are already ready to be used right now. That is an incredible thing that I don't think I've seen in any other city. So I want to give a big round of applause to everybody here who made all these amazing projects. And to kind of continue this trend, I think we're really doubling down on being able to focus on interesting and important problems. All right, before we get to the prizes, we're gonna make sure that we have a chance to take a photo for all of us that are here. So what I'm gonna ask is for everybody to just stand up and look over there. We'll just take a quick photo. For everybody on that side, just come fill in this row. And I'll ask Vitalik and Aya to come on stage just so we can have you up in the center. And we'll just take a quick photo. All right, we'll just, yeah. All right, are you all ready for the fun part? So the next 10 minutes is going to be a lot of clapping. All right, there's $150,000 in prizes being given away, so let's get started. First up, AAVE Grants DAO. First prize goes to Shortstop for $5,500. Sticky App receives $4,000 for second place, and Apprende for $1,500 third place. Congratulations. Next up is Lens. For the audio category, Mixdown will be taking $4,000 for the first place and Heptagon for $2,500 second place. For the photo sharing category, you have Stacks taking in first place $4,000 and Voyage for second place $2,500. For Marketplace Discovery, you have Kiwi for $4,000 and My Place for second place, $2,500. And then Maddie, Social Lens, and Tickets.xyz are going to be receiving $1,500 each. And Dharma, Nemo, Lens Manager, Woosh, and Sticky are going to be receiving $1,000 as a consolation prize. For the API Bounty, all 10 of these teams are going to be receiving $100, so congratulations. Next up, we have Polygon. For the public goods category, Reunited, Meritocracy, Sellout, and Maddie are going to be receiving $1,000 each. For the refi category, Easy Wars, I'm not going to be able to say that one. EthPoint and Drain are going to be receiving $1,000 each. Can't I think. For the UX onboarding category, Giftly, Stack, Sticky App, and Hourglass are also going to be receiving $1,000 each. And for the Metaverse and Gaming category, Kiwi, Own the Land, AI, MVP, FB, Metaverse Platform, and Emergence are receiving $1,000. And for the open track, Kipi, Hashhunter.xyz, Timestone, and Projecting Project will take away $1,000. Next up, and also for all the Polygon winners, there's going to be a brunch tomorrow, and you are invited by the Polygon team, and they'll share with the details with you today. Next up, we have WalletConnect. For the V1 track, EthPoint will take in $5,000 for the first place, and Alcancia will take $2,500 for second, and Social Lens third place for $1,250. And for the V2 track, Spiritus will take in $5,000 for the first place, and Metaboliotos for second, and IAMM for $1,250. This is hard doing this in real time, trust me. And Pop-In, Extra Safe, Sellout, Drain, and Kipi will be taking in $500 each. For the WorldCoin winners, Easy Wars will take in first place $5,000, and Advertise.eth will be taking in $3,000 for second place, and Nemo for $2,000 third place. And these 6 teams will be splitting $1,000 and will be getting $1,000 each. So congratulations to Voyage, Woosh, Convo Bridge, Kipi, InfraREIT, and Kiwi. Next up, we have Superfluid. The best overall Superfluid integration goes to Emergence for $3,000, and the most futuristic app goes to Kiwi for $2,000. The best DeFi for Superfluid is Shortstop, and the best use of NFTs is Workies for $1,500. Congratulations to all those teams. For the graph categories, WAPHL will be taking in first place $2,000, and Hashhunter.xyz for the second place, best use of existing subgraph, and Appcast and Stitch will take in first and second place for the best new subgraph submission. Then we have Abacus, and Abacast will be taking in $2,000 for the first place, best use of Abacus. Next up, we have Chainlink. These 5 teams will be taking in $1,000 each. So congratulations to all 5 of these teams. Next up, we have Gnosis Chain. Dharma will be taking in $3,000 for the first place, and Hashhunter will be taking in $1,500 for the second place. Then we have Mina, ZK Reddit will be taking in $5,000. Harpo will be taking $3,000. Kipi and VaultMe will be taking in $1,000 each. Congratulations. And then there's 2 transfers that had a lot of submissions and they couldn't review it on time. So the winners for IPFS and dYdX will be announced on Discord by tomorrow, hopefully, in the next 24 hours. We'll notify you. And for all of you, if you missed this and you're going to catch this live stream later, you can head over to ethglobal.com/showcase and go to your own project page and see what prizes you've won. So congratulations to all of you for participating and winning all these amazing prizes. And a quick note on the prize delivery is that we are going to verify that everything was done over the course of this weekend and nobody cheated. So in the next 2 weeks or 10 days is when we'll be delivering prizes. So keep an eye out for an email next week that'll share the next steps, and everything will be actually sent on the 31st. All right, so before we close this thing and enjoy the rest of the Sunday, I want to say a few thank yous. There's a lot of people that make this event possible, and there's a lot of work that goes into it behind the scenes. So I want to make sure I give a big shout out to everybody here. And first up is all of you hackers that spent all this time working on really cool things. So please give yourself a big round of applause. I want to thank all of our amazing judges for taking all of the morning to talk to amazing teams and give feedback. And without this, we would not actually be able to do the demos. All of our amazing mentors and volunteers that were here all along 24/7, making sure you can get help. You are never worried about anything you have to take care of. So thank you so much to all these amazing people. And of course, our amazing speakers, the workshops, the talks, the panels, everything we've done. Without their work, we would not be able to actually educate more people in this space. So congratulations. And so many amazing partners that are here that are not only just supporting these events, making sure everybody gets to learn, but also the ones that are making it possible for us to get better overall together. I'm going to give a special shout out to Chewy. Without him, we would not be able to do this event. So he's been an amazing pillar in our community. So and Shaka. So these are two amazing volunteers that really made sure that everybody has a really amazing experience. And thank you so much for all their help. And a big last shout out to the rest of the ETH Global team. Without them making sure everything is on track, we would not be here. So thank you, Chloe, Danish, Kevin K, Kevin Ivan, Kree, Uchi Mini, Anna, Moaz, Luke, Emily, Andrew, and Jacob. And one last thing. So 12 teams came here. We call them our finalists, and they all demoed. And we talked about all the prizes that everybody won, but what do we call them finalists? ETH Global events are not designed to be a competition. Our goal is to really highlight interesting things that people are excited about and really make sure that we get to present them and move everybody forward. So we call them finalists because there is no first, second, third at any of our events. Everybody that presented here is officially first, and there are 12 first place winners. And as part of being a finalist, they're all going to be getting $500 per member from the ETH Global team. So congratulations to all of you. And we're now at a close. So before we wrap everything off and go to the after party, this would not be an ETH Global event if we don't talk about what's next. So without further ado, we're excited to announce our next hackathon in 2 weeks called ETHOnline. This is going to be our biggest online event that's going to take place all of September. We encourage all of you to check it out and sign up for ETHOnline. And after that, we'll be joining all of you in Bogota right before DevCon for ETH Bogota on October 7th to 9th. Then we head over to San Francisco for ETH San Francisco on November 4th to 6th. And we're going to end the year with our last event, ETH India in Bangalore on December 2nd. So we're looking forward to meeting all of you from different parts of the world in your hometown and everywhere else. And with that, let's enjoy the rest of our evening. There's going to be an after party by Lens Protocol in the other room. I want to thank all of you for coming. Thank you for being at ETH Mexico.